Welcome to this week's OK at Work with myself, Sarah Sawyer, and my colleague Russell Berger from the Labor and Employment Group at Offit Kurman. And so this year this is our first episode of the year, and we are going to be talking about the Zoom firing by the Better.com CEO last year of 900 workers over Zoom, which was roughly 9% of their workforce. So if you're not familiar, the CEO got huge blowback from that as far as the insensitivity around terminating that many people over Zoom, how it felt cold. I know that this is definitely something I've never had any of my employer clients terminate that many people over Zoom, but I definitely have had a lot of people throughout the pandemic have to terminate people remotely. What are some things you've seen in that regard, Russell?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest issue isn't so much the medium, because obviously, we do a lot of things via Zoom and Teams these days. I think it's the group nature of it, and really, you're terminating a lot of people. And in this case, you're terminating a lot of people like right before the holidays, and it's what, I don't have time to talk to everyone. I'm just going to do it in one fell swoop, and I think that really sends the wrong message. And we talk about this now in the context of termination, but it's across the board with employees and management engagement in a largely remote world. You got to do a little extra to engage and stay connected with employees, and just you wouldn't have 900 people enter a conference room, or a hotel ballroom and say, hey, you 900 people, you're all fired, you're out of here. What you'd have lower level managers have direct communications, one on one. And if a company that size, if you want to have some uniform messaging and some uniform timing to it, you find a way to do that. But the fact that you don't treat people as individuals that are going to be crushed by getting terminated, for company layoffs right before the holidays, I mean, that just comes across as extremely callous at a time where, even if you do it by Zoom, you have to work a little extra hard to be personable about it.
Yeah, I recently watched a movie with Morgan Freeman and some other great actors, Going in Style, which involved them involved in bank robberies. But I thought it came to mind with this because all of them were working an industrial job where they all were terminated all at once, a huge group, and it really set the stage for us to be okay with them robbing banks. So really, it was a good indicator of how we all feel about a company just coming in and going like, all right, you're all terminated. In that instance, all their pensions were gone. It was this very dramatic moment. And so I think it's exactly to the point that you're bringing up, Russell, about just the group nature. People feel very connected to their jobs, hopefully, and if you're running a good environment and a good culture within your company. And so really kind of taking that in pieces. I've seen it with when there are larger scale terminations, having managers come in to help. So trying to do it simultaneously, kind of all around the same time, but doing it in a way that is breaking it into pieces. And then also just from a logistics standpoint, this is something I've seen a lot with remote terminations is a lot of times people have equipment, they have confidential information, they have a lot of things in their possession with them at their homes, and making sure that you have a process for terminating access and getting the equipment back. The thing that's worked pretty well is sending a box that's got it's prepaid and stuff to drop off and send the equipment back, and not putting a whole lot of onus on the employee who you just terminated to have to find a way to get you that stuff back.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of close it out by saying that in any termination meeting, the advice I always give is be direct, be to the point. It's not a debate, and you've already made up your mind, so you got to express your decision, but do so with a degree of empathy, because it's lousy news for the person on the other end. And just kind of hey everyone, welcome to this meeting. You're all fired. Is about as far from that as you could be.
Yeah, and to just also follow up, in closing, I'd say follow up letter or message, whatever you would normally give in that meeting as well. So I would say really just apply all the things that you would be applying in a normal termination setting. Just doing it in a remote way, and there's a lot of different ways to accomplish that, and just be mindful of these things for sure. Well, thanks, Russell, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Sarah.